You must watch this before Archer Aviation's earnings. Let's talk. You're going to want to watch this before Archer's earnings call. I've done a breakdown on the previous earnings calls, what's happened over the previous quarter, and then what we can expect in this earnings call. And I've broke it into a presentation, and I'm going to give it to you so we can all know what to expect coming into this and where we can see the price going. But first, you're going to wonder where me and Reese have been over the past few days. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, we were away for Valentine's. And no, we weren't together. I was with my girlfriend, and I can't believe what she got me. Guys, smash that subscribe button if you want to join the fastest growing eVTOL channel here on YouTube. Now, you're going to wonder why there's a camel in the thumbnail. I'm going to tell you why there's a camel in the thumbnail, and then we'll get onto this presentation straight away. So, over the weekend, I was with my girlfriend, and I thought, finding a two-hump camel is exactly like investing in Archer Aviation. I'm going to tell you a personal story about two-hump camels, and then why it is like investing in Archer Aviation. So, ever since I was a kid, I have been obsessed with two-hump camels. Both myself and my girlfriend are absolutely obsessed with animals. We go zoos here and there, and over the weekend, we were at the zoo. So, we haven't particularly been looking for two-hump camels lately, and I know it's a bit weird to be constantly talking about camels when it comes to investing. You're going to see why. I'm going to play a snippet at the end of the presentation, and it's going to be a video of me at the zoo, and it's going to tell you why investing in Archer is exactly like finding a two-hump camel. But enough for camels for now. Let's get into this presentation. So I know for certain none of you have came here to listen about camels or animals. So let's get back on to investing and why you're here for the presentation on Archer Aviation before this earnings call. Now, we're going to get to the boring stuff first, and then it's going to get more exciting. And then you're going to see me at the zoo. So, getting on into this, we're looking at the certification milestone. Yes, the boring stuff. So, we want to know the progress update. Guys, we can never have enough details on the advancement towards FAA certification. But there is a possible chance of an increase in the percentage of compliance verification documents approved by the FAA. And that's what we want to know. We want to know how far we're going forward and what stage we're currently at. Then, this was something I found when looking back at previous calls, and it's the issue paper resolution. So, looking back at the previous calls, I want further clarity on the resolution of the industry-wide issue paper on emergency landing protocols. This is something the bears constantly go on about. What happens in the event of an emergency landing? Now, this is something I definitely want clarified in the earnings call, and I found it was classed under Rule 2105G. What does that mean? Guys, I really don't actually know. But if you know, let me know in the comments. So then, looking at the manufacturing and production. So, we want a Georgia facility update. Yes, we know the Covington, Georgia factory is open now, but I want the current status on the operational readiness of the new manufacturing facility, including the production ramp-up plans and the production rate. Yes, they're saying at full capacity, they can go to 650 midnight per year. But guys, how long is it going to take them to get to that rate? And is there any possibility we can up that rate? But we want to know what's done and what is occurring at the moment. Then looking at the supply chain and costs, I'd like further colour on the non-reoccurring engineering costs with suppliers and how these are being managed or financed. So then, the commercial deployment timeline. This is really important. We're currently not making money. Yes, we're getting the partnerships, but we're not actually supplying aircraft yet. So, with the UAE operations, I want big updates on the planned commercial service launch in the UAE towards the end of 2025. Now guys, is this going to happen, or is it going to be pushed back? I could see it more being mid-26, but I'd love an end of 25. And then I want the possibility of them sharing details on the pilot training process or the infrastructure readiness in Abu Dhabi themselves. So then, the US market entry. You know, I am biggest on the US market entry, especially with Archer Aviation. And this is a massive one to me. I want the specific steps or timeliness for starting operations in US cities. Yes, I know you're going to say we don't know where they are in the certification process yet, but Joby are so close now, and we don't want to be that much further back than Joby. We want them to focus on the initial demonstration and survey flights, and what will the specific price range be for the flights. Guys, the flights in Abu Dhabi can be astronomically priced because they're willing to spend anything. What is the average US citizen going to pay to fly on one of these aircraft? So then, it's going to be boring, but it's massive for investors. It's the financial health. So the cash position, we do need an update on the cash reserves after Q4, considering the potential capital infusions and the share dilution effect. We know we have diluted by that 300 million. Are they looking to further dilute going forward, or are they happy with this $1 billion cash reserves? Then with the expenditure, I want to know how the Q4 spendings aligned with projections and with the insights into how 2025 expenditure will be structured across engineering, manufacturing, and operations. We also want to know the effects of the hybrid eVTOL project. So we know we've done that partnership with Anduril, but we need to know if there's any more development or progress on the hybrid eVTOL project with Anduril. I've seen across X at the moment, there are jobs for like a turbo engineer in the Georgia manufacturing facility. So does it mean they're making the hybrid eVTOL in-house? Or is it going to be on a separate basis with Anduril themselves? And then with the share dilution, I want further clarification on the effects of the 300 million share dilution and how it's being utilised and its impact on the shareholders' equity. Then looking at the regulatory and market strategy. Then when it comes to regulatory engagement, we would like to know what the current correspondence looks like with international regulators outside of the US, and particularly how those are shaping entry strategies. And are we on course again to Abu Dhabi 2025? Or is it going to be exactly how I feel? Is it going to be more of a 2026 push? Then looking at market expansion. What are the plans for further entering new markets or expanding within the current ones based on regulatory, infrastructural, and operational readiness? And this is all key, guys. And then, what do I want to hear from the analysts? So I have 3 questions I would put forward. So, can you provide an update on the timeline for FAA type certification? And how does this align with the commercial rollout plan? Guys, it feels like at the moment it's how long is the length of string. It feels like Joby has their plans set, and I honestly do believe they are going to be commercialized this year and rolling out in the US. But Archer, it seems like they're a lot more focused on the United Arab Emirates and this 2025 target out in the United Arab Emirates. But let me know, do you think these will be certified this year or will be pushed on to next year? And then, what impact do they anticipate from the share dilution on their financial strategy for scaling manufacturing and operations? So we know they're planning on this 650 Midnight aircraft being produced in Covington, Georgia at full capacity. Is this dilution to help get to 650, or are they looking to get even more Midnight aircraft out? I particularly think this is heavily on Archer Defence, and it will be more to get this hybrid out and go after these Department of Defence contracts. But let me know, do you think this 300 million will be the last of it, or are we going to expect bigger dilution going forward? And then what is my final question? But let's go back to the studio and find out this. Now's the perfect time to bring up the video of me at the zoo. Here it is. Now, you're going to see, yes, I did find a 2-hump camel. But what does this mean in relation to Archer Aviation? So I said I loved camels, but I can never find them. It's just like investing in Archer Aviation. Guys, when you want something so bad, such as your 2x, 3x, 4x, you're constantly looking for reasons why this stock will go up. Guys, sometimes if you sit back and just enjoy the process, you will find what you're looking for, as long as the company performs how it's going to perform. And that brings me on to the final question. Are you coming to the earnings call? We've got it here, and it's a must watch for all Archer Aviation investors.